Right, welcome back ladies and gents. FTRL, F1, round 4, round Spain. With me as always is Mr. Lee. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Joe. How are you?
Good, good.
So
Right.
I'm expecting a slightly less frantic race this week after last week,
Oh yes.
but I'm sure these guys will put on a good show for us, and there's going to be plenty of action. But if anything could top last week, I'd eat my own hat.
What type of hat is it?
Well, you choose. I've got a baseball cap, or I've got a woolly hat. You can take your pick. A couple of beanies. I'll eat all of them.
Bit of gravy.
And if I live to regret that, then so be it. It means we're going to have a great race.
Fair enough. I respect that. Now, must be said, only 14 runners. Still quite a few drivers on holiday, unfortunately.
Yes, the law of the sun is apparently too great for some. I think this is the first time we've seen Tim 12. This is the first time I've seen a Renault in F1 this season.
Yes, I believe you're right. I think this is Team 12's first race. So
Good. Team Black and Yellow, come on. So Spain presents a slightly different challenge to what we saw last week in Baku. Obviously more of a traditional circuit with grass and gravel runoffs here, so not the impending threat of walls. So does that mean we're going to see a return to the opening couple of rounds where the Ferraris dominate and everybody's left in their wake, or do we think that Dutch and Aaron and Matt Kors are going to be there challenging this week?
I think it's definitely going to be a tough one. Obviously, Panda came out of nowhere last week. Unfortunately, as you see, he's not here today. So I think it's going to be tough for anybody to get near the Ferraris. But if they end up crashing again, then it's all for grabs.
Very true. I've just watched Tim 12 spin out of the final corner. It's not the ideal start to his flying lap. He was out on the hard tyres, which might explain it, as Zach pings in the first flying lap, 1:19.2. Aaron popping in behind him with a 1:19.9. There's Dutch with a 1:17.8. On the softs, let's just see what everybody else is running on. I would imagine that, yes, so Zach or Hugo on the hard tyres would explain the massive difference in time. So looking at an alternate strategy there, perhaps. Same with Aaron and Matt. So yeah, we've got a bit of mixed strategies here at the minute. Dutch has gone out on the softs and banged in a 17, and then everybody behind him appears to be on the hards.
Right, let's pull the tyres away. Now, already got a couple of comments in the chat. Peatman with the hashtag Team Ravers, and Cooper with the hashtag Team Onto the Podium. Okay.
Well, so far Ravers tucked up just behind his teammate, blue flag. So just as I click on him, he's into the wall at turn 7, I believe.
Yeah, it's always been a tricky corner that on the F1 games.
Very much so. So it's very easy to just get the back end come round on you if you get on the power up the hill. I think that's probably what's caught out Ravers just there. He seems to have got away with relatively little damage. I think he was on his in lap anyway. But if he starts the race on those tyres, that won't have done them a lot of good.
Tico coming out on the softs. Start his out lap.
Yeah, so him and Dutch going for the same strategy, but I can see everybody behind them has come out on the hards. F3 just starting another flying lap. Is he on the mediums? No, he's on the hards as well. So Majority of people going for the hard tyre on the first stint here. And then obviously they're going to run on a softer compound at the end. Have you done much practice here yet? Do you know what the tyre wear's like?
I'm gonna say yes. Just in case any rivals are watching, but no.
Sorry, yeah, me too. I've done hours. I'm literally, I can feel every bump in my sleep.
Yeah. Not too sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can one stop around here if you put it on the hards. Yeah. In the meantime, Team 12's put his car P6.
Yellow flag somewhere. Two yellow flag now. Might just be people getting out of each other's way. Tico now on his flying lap. Runs a long sweeping turn 4. Obviously Tico with a bit of ground to make up after last week, after leading for a bulk of the race, and quite comfortably so. The safety car brought everybody back onto his tail, and Panda was the one that took advantage. Obviously we missed the move for the leads. We know Tico obviously picked up a penalty after the safety car accident, and while we were watching Aaron, Zach and Dutch battling as Tico's got some massive air there off the curb at turn 10 with the front wheels. Obviously the Panda and Tico went side by side into turn 1, and Tico spun round, and as we rejoined the battle behind him, he obviously got mixed up in that and ended up classing his teammates. So hopefully the harmony in amongst the Scarlet Ferraris is maintained and they can be back on form this week.
I'm sure they will be. They're both very quick drivers, and their form this season so far
Tico
has been lightning.
slammed onto pole position.
There you go. Donzo's in the chat. Hello, hello. So Hugo hasn't set a time on the softs yet. Still putting in some laps on the hards. Ooh. Brian getting mighty close to the back of that Red Bull in the pits.
So we got just the two to set times now onto the podium on his first flying lap. Also on the hards, there seems to be a bit of a theme here. So just the two runners on the soft so far. Everybody else running the hardest compound for the first stint.
Yeah, I think onto the podium has definitely backed out of this lap. He's got everything turned down. So I think he'll probably go again. Pits. Oh, he comes into the pit.
No. Abandoning that set of tyres. So just waiting for Lennon now, who's coming through, or he's on his outlap. One of Ferrari's ahead of him up the road. Is he going to pin into the pits? He does. That clears the track for him. And away from prying eyes, Dutch Tricks has popped back into pole position with a 17-0. And look at the difference there between the fastest soft runner Dutch and the fastest hard runner Hugo. Zach is 2 seconds. But obviously those soft tyres will not last very long. But so Lennon also out on the softs actually, so that's the third person out on the softs. So maybe a few of them are thinking they can make the softs last for a decent stint and then switch onto the hard later on.
Got to be very good on your tyres to be competitive on the softs in the race.
Yes, well we know Tico is, as Aaron just popped up into third.
Oh, Lennon's took the bow hard with him.
Aaron's come out on the mediums now, but he's just popped in front of Hugo, who's on the hards, so Hugo probably slightly better position than Aaron as Lennon pops into third.
Great lot. Now, he
Was
did
that still
mention in the
1.6?
stream that he had to qualify on the softs because he accidentally picked the wrong tyre allocation.
Oops. Very easily done. Well, at least he's gone for a dry tyre there. What on earth was that? Just a very loud bang somewhere in my house. I have no idea what that was. Excuse me for 1 second, I'm going to go investigate. Probably the cat doing something.
Naughty cats. Naughty cats.
Not sure yet.
Gwen has got his teammate quickly behind. Oh. Don't think that would have harmed Crest too much. Team 12 has put his car P3.
On investigation, I can find no evidence of anything to make a loud noise, so I am confused.
I'm surprised Cress hasn't been given a warning or a penalty, because he's just come out of the pits and crossed the white line straight onto the racing line. I mean, nobody was coming, but granted, you probably shouldn't be crossing that white line, that's why it's there.
He's probably got a warning for that one. So hopefully it won't have affected his lap. He's going on the medium tyres, so a few people are now starting to switch up their strategies.
I've got a Mercedes on the way out. Bran, which is still out there on the softs, trying to improve. Stay on board for the rest of this lap. Oh. Wrestling the car up the hill into the hairpin. He's up on his time. Still in margins, but still an improvement. Through the chicane. Oh, getting a bit of D-rate. Finishes down on his time. Maybe he'll have one more go at it. Maybe he doesn't have any more tyres. So, back to the Ferraris, I guess. Tim 12 still P3 in the Renault. Not bad for his first race back so far. Going to be in a good spot on those mediums as well. Got Andy on the softs as well in the pit, just waiting to come out. Hugo goes P6, does improve on his time, but not enough. He's on the mediums though, so he's not in too bad of a spot at the moment actually.
Sorry for that. I found out the cause of the loud bang. It would appear that a football struck my back window.
Huh. So, 2 minutes 30 left. Stay on board with the other Mercedes. No, he's not pushing. Is Hugo pushing? Well, it's currently half a second up, so he's definitely pushing. Oh, he's got a Williams in his way. I don't think that's put him off too much. through the final chicane. A few drivers have been struggling with this chicane on this year's game. Around the final corner, getting D-rate again, but he puts his car P3 this time. So much better lap.
Indeed, indeed. So, a few more people now going out on softer compounds. I think most people are abandoning the hard strategy. There's Tim, who's just been demoted down to 4th, back out on the softs. It looks like Tico's on his way out as well.
Yeah, he's
On a
going
new
to
set
try
of
and grab that pole position.
Yeah, Tico's out on the softs as well.
Going board with Matt Cause, about to finish his lap. 1:18.3, puts himself P4. Great lap from Matt Cause.
Indeed, good luck there on the medium compound.
On board with onto the podium. Hasn't yet put in a time. So we'll see what he can
Tricky
do.
turn 6, a bit wide there, but just keeps it pointing in the right direction.
I think he invalidated because he's turned everything down again. I think he's just struggling with the track limits at the moment. But if we're going slowly, I think he is just preparing for his flying lap. And then it's go time. He's behind the Red Bull driver of F3. I think there's a big enough gap there though not to cause him any problems. Bran is coming to the end of his lap. Oh, he's coming up behind the Williams though. Williams
Gets out of his
the
way.
Oh, don't know. Looked like he caught that corner a little bit, but doesn't look like the game. A lot of drivers D-rating on the final straight, which is interesting.
Goes P4 though.
Yeah, that was a massive
better than Matt
improvement.
Coles. So once again we've got the Mercedes fighting the Ferraris at the front.
Yeah, I think Tim 12's going to have something to say about this though. He's just started his lap on the softs. He's P6 at the moment. Oh, he's run massively wide though, getting a little bit of dirty air from the Mercedes. Oh, he's run wide onto the gravel.
He got off. This is,
he's done extremely well to keep that out of the wall. Fair play.
Well, that's his lap ruined and that's those tyres ruined, so no improvement from Tim.
I think he's just trying to... A lot of drivers coming through. Going to have to pick his timing well. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, well...
That's not gone well. So we've got Tico on his flying lap now as he comes up to the bottom of the hill.
After he's finished, Aaron is coming to the end of his lap.
Oh, and he's messed up. Just caught the grass there as he turned into the downhill section. Had to run off on the old part of the circuit.
I think that's that then. Everybody's slowing down. Nobody on a fast lap.
So there we have it then. Dutch Tricks finding some pace and stops the runner Ferrari pole positions.
Yeah.
So guys in the chat, let's hear your podium predictions in qualifying. Let us know your top 3. Joe, what do you think? Who's going to come out on top this week?
I'm going to go for Hugo, Zach. Just pure because he's starting on the mediums. I think the two in front are going to be quick. But I think those soft tyres are going to probably fall off. I'll still have them finishing second and third just purely because of how quick they are, but I think Hugo will get the win.
So, what do I think? I think I'm going to put Tico for the win. I'm going to put Dutch in second. And... do I fancy Matt Cause for third? He has been sweating the circuit this week. And he's been putting in some good times. So yeah, I'm going to put Matt Cause in third.
I've just been having a look at the head-to-head for qualifying. Ferrari boys are now currently equal, with Tico obviously getting P2 just now in quali. So that just proves how close these guys are at the moment. Dutch has made it 4-0 on Bran, although I think Bran missed a week. Oh no, Dutch missed a week, didn't he? Missed week 1. Right, would you like to take us through the formation lap?
Okay, so as the drivers head down towards turn 1 on the formation lap, and it is our two-time champion Dutch Tricks on pole for the first time this season in his Mercedes, but behind him a sea of red. We've got Tico looking to make amends for his crash last time out, both those two running on the soft tyres. Behind them, reigning champion Zach in the second Ferrari, starting on the medium tyres. He's obviously going to run a little bit longer, have fresher tyres towards the end, so watch out for him as the race progresses. In fourth, Bran in the second of the Mercedes, also on the medium compounded tyres. Can he upset the apple cart and get in amongst those two on the softs up front? In fifth, Matt Cors showing a good turn of pace there, starting P5. And head behind him is Tim 12 in the Renault. First time we've seen him this season, and a strong qualifying for him in sixth. Lennon popped up in 7th place there, going a bit wide. Starting on the soft tyre, so looking to make some early progress. He is ahead of the Red Bull of F3. Another one starting on the medium tyre. Was on for a strong finish last time after running around at the back as all the carnage unfolded ahead of him. Didn't quite manage to pop onto the podium though at the end. Looking for another strong result this week. In ninth is Aaron. Another one on the medium tyre, so he'll be looking to run a little bit longer in the first stint. And Co-Andy, who was just cruelly denied that podium by that penalty last time out, will be looking to sneak into the top 3 again. In 11th onto the podium, Sol Williams this week, ahead of Raver's Revenge, Krez, and Blue Flag bringing up the rear.
Very good, sir.
So looking in the chat, Speed Cooper reckons onto the podium is going to finish first, second and third. Here first. Peakman quality lap by Dutch, and he's got Raver's Dutch City Posh for the podium. Pagani reckons Zach, Aaron, Bran. Donzo is going for Hugo, Dutch, Bran. Liam reckons Tico, Bran and Dutch. I've got the world's worst camera, I can't even see the cars. There we go. Oh!
Dutch just had a big horrible start.
Move over straight away and around it.
There's a Mercedes off in the background. And Dutch has got back up the inside.
Back up the inside, contact between those two. Dutch is wide, but he holds on to it.
Each other an inch.
Tico.
Yeah, Tico back up the inside. Oh, his teammate. And Dutch somehow keeps hold of the lead, and the top 3 stay as they are. But I'm not sure what happened to Brand, but he ended up in the wall. I think he had a little tangle with Matt Cors.
Both of them ended up on the grass. I think perhaps the moving the cars ahead, and I think they just touched wheels.
Well, we're about to go up this dangerous hill for the first time. Dirty air through it is not very nice at all. Seems like everybody's got through so far though. Aaron up 2 places with the fall of Bran and Matt Cors, but Matt Cors is close behind onto the podium, up into the points as well.
Lennon look at the inside of Hugo into turn 3. Still looking at the inside of him.
Yeah, those on the outside helping Lennon quite a bit at the moment.
So he made the start that he wanted, took advantage of the Matt Cors Bran accident, and now right on the tail of the reigning champ. See what he needs to do though on the soft tyres. He's got to make them work while the grip's there.
Yeah, he needs to take advantage of this quickly. Didn't get the best of runs
through
this chicane.
He had a poor run, and now F3 is right under his rear wing.
Tico might be making a move up the inside of Dutch here, decides not to.
Lennon just held off F3 into turn 1 as Tim took back the place from Aaron, so I didn't see Aaron take 6th place, but he did. Now that Tim has just taken it back from him.
Oh, Matt Cors has got a massively wide.
Very wide, and behind him as well. I think that was Bran running wide as well. Good news is Bran's front wing looks
somebody's
into
gone wide.
Aaron wide, Matt Cors is through. Bran's wing seems to be intact, so hopefully he's not got damage. I know he's had a bad run of luck damaging his front wing in the last few races. Obviously this time again, more issues at the start, but he's looking quick. He's onto the podium.
Aaron's been struggling quite a bit this season, which is not normally what you see. He's normally quite quick.
I say he did actually have a very good run last time out. So I think the safety car obviously brought him back into it. But once the racing commenced again, he was absolutely flying. Probably on for P2 until he got caught up in that accident with Ferraris at the end there. I know he was very disappointed about that.
Tico's trying to get a run on the Mercedes here. I don't think he's quite close enough to try into turn 1.
Not this lap. They are just starting to drop Zach a little bit.
Yeah, those
almost 2 seconds between
soft tyres helping
second and third. Oh, Tico very wide there through 4. It looks like Zach has just about fended off the attack from Lennon now, who's probably looking behind him at F3. Now the questions start to begin. How long are those soft tyres going to last? And when do we think we will start seeing the runners coming into the pits to get off them?
Yeah,
33 laps, this is a long race.
I think Lennon's tyres are starting to fall off already. I mean, we saw a couple laps ago. First lap and a half, he was right on the back of Zach. And he got a poor run, but I mean, he's lost over a second in the last lap or so. And F3 now is right on the back of him on those mediums. So I don't think those soft tyres are going to last very long.
A bit of a wiggle there coming out the penultimate corner. That's the fastest lap.
DRS open for Tico. Not close enough this time round.
F3 in the slipstream as well, DRS open. And it depends the inside. F3 trying to sweep around the outside. Oh, great pass turn 1. There are the soft tyres already starting to go.
Yeah,
Lennon wide again through 4.
Cowandy's got past the Williams as well. Oh no,
just side by side.
Hanging up the inside.
Going back at him. Can he go around the outside? A bit of a squeeze. Cowandy hangs on around the outside.
Yeah, Cowandy's got the inside now.
Gets it done into 6th. Fantastic battling there. Still side by side. Now Cowandy's got it done now.
Onto the podium is on the hards. I think he's playing the long game. Oh, that's a huge cut.
Meanwhile at the front, still as you were, Dutch holding about just under half a second lead over Tico.
Yeah, Lennon is having a horrible time on those tyres now. Tim 12 is all over the back of him. And I would expect Lennon to lose another spot on the straight by turn 1.
Carrying on again though.
Although the DRS will help him
DRS
actually.
off F3, so that might save him.
Yeah.
He'll need to stay in that slipstream as long as he can, depending on how long he thinks he can take these tyres.
Cross has got passed onto the podium, so down to 12th now for the Williams driver. Just to see...
Oh, big slide!
I thought he'd held it, but he's in the wall.
There goes an end plate. There goes more of the wing.
Keep going.
That's a very, very skinny looking wing now.
Yeah, very unlucky. Hopefully he keeps going. I was about to say nobody but the Alfa Romeo's behind him. I mean, technically I didn't say it, so I didn't curse him or anything.
No curse to the commentator this time. We take no responsibility for what you just saw, ladies and gentlemen.
So Lennon is just about holding on to the back of this DRS.
He's got a bit of a queue behind him now though. Tim, Matt Cause and Aaron all tucked up under each other's wings. Yeah. And they're going to want to be past him sooner rather than later.
Lennon needs to pick because he's losing so much time. And Hugo has dropped that gap by 8/10 that lap. So those softs are starting to wear quickly.
Indeed, Dutch just starting to extend his laps a little bit over Tico. But like you say, Hugo is now coming back at them.
Yeah, they're pulling away on the straights because obviously Hugo doesn't have the DRS. But through the last two sectors, he's gaining so much time. Lennon again just about hangs on to DRS. Just. It's the only thing saving him at the moment.
Constantino's getting a lovely helicopter shot currently, so you got it as well. How's Constantino up into turn 6?
Yeah, look at this train forming behind Lennon
looking
now.
very racy behind Lennon. I think it's only a matter of time now, isn't it? Do they have enough time to get in down
Lennon's fallen out of DRS. Here we go. Team 12 is going to make the move. Chooses the inside. I think he is going to... didn't quite have the grip.
Slide coming out on the acceleration there, and that's just a Matt Gause. Oh, that was almost a wing gone, and now Aaron's on the Matt Gause's tail.
I don't know how Lennon's holding on here, but he's putting his car in all the right places. Tico sets
carrying on again.
Fastest lap. Yeah,
the Tico's tyres are still alright. In fact, he is right. He's gone for the lead, and he's taken it. Into turn 1, Tico takes the lead.
Team 12's about to make the move on Lennon as well. Around the outside. He has the grip. Great move. But yeah, I just say Tico up into P1 now. So Dutch in a Ferrari sandwich.
Yeah, just about stabilised that gap a little bit now to Zach. Holding about 1.3, 1.4.
Matt Gause won't want to stay behind Lennon too long, and he goes up the inside. We know what Matt Gause is like. Not very patient at all.
He's got good traction out of that corner.
Yeah, look at the speed Matt Gause has got on Lennon here. Lennon just has no grip. I think Aaron is just trying to hang back a little bit.
Bran and Co-Andy going at it behind him as well.
Side by side. Lennon has fallen out the DRS of Team 12 now.
Zach is he within DRS range of
Lennon's in.
Dutch.
So there we go. So I would expect the front runners in quite soon. Next couple of laps or so, depending on how long they can take them.
You know, Tico's very good on his soft tyres. We saw from Bahrain that he can make a set of soft tyres last maybe a lap or two longer than a lot of the other guys. That appears to be the case again today.
Hugo is closing in massively now though.
Block tyre there, who was that? Didn't see which driver that was.
Lennon comes back out on the mediums. Hugo's within DRS now. Final chicane. Gaining heaps and heaps of time.
Here comes Tico. Here comes
both
Dutch.
in. Dutch is falling Tico in. Don't want to risk Tico getting the undercut obviously, so Hugo takes the lead.
Zach into the lead of the race for the first time.
Where are Tico and Dutch going to come out? No doubt Hugo will be pushing like crazy now. And depending on the traffic these guys come out behind, because there is a few battles going on up and down the grid, so...
Looks like they've just popped out between the two Alfa Romeos. Running on the hards. Dutch and Tico both out on the hard tyres now. Expect them to quickly close down on the Ravers on fresher tyres.
We've got Matt Gause close to the back of Team 12. Aaron is just behind those guys. Then there's a bit of a gap back towards the McLaren, but Bran then is closing up on Co-Andy.
Quez now also starting to close in on that battle, so he's not been dropped. on the harder tyre, so you expect him to go a little bit longer as well.
You know, that tyre sort of cycle is coming in now. The soft guys are all off their tyres, so the next ones to drop off now the mediums, so now the hard tyre runners are going to start coming into their own.
Indeed, having been released, Zach has just set the fastest lap of the race.
Marcos takes P3. Team 12 will try and fight back though. Contact, Team 12's round, and Aaron's gone into him. Aaron is getting no luck at all. Oh, Team 12 comes back on track. Look how he goes. Tico, Ravers and Dutch all make it through, I think.
It's unfortunate for them. He's having a really strong race. That was Aaron, so that's obviously going to put a damper on their race. I expect Aaron in this lap now with wing damage.
I think
just as strategy.
Team 12 first race back. I just think he wants to get a good result. I mean, there was no reason to put his car there, and it's sent him round. Don't think Matt Course did much wrong there. Either way, Aaron, with or without damage, has made the move on Coandy up into P4.
I think he's fending off Coandy. I think Coandy had just tried to go around the outside of him in through turn 10. Just about holding him off, but I expect him in now. Obviously quite severe wing damage on the left hand side, and he comes.
A few guys up. Oh, down at the wall.
I had exactly the same thought. I didn't want to say it out loud.
Oh, he's sped in the pit lane as well. All going wrong for Aaron at the moment. Brando might be making a move up the inside of the McLaren. Oh, great defending by Andy. Oh, great little scrap. Nice little view.
Team 12 has carried on, so not adjusting his strategy just yet, despite the spin. So it looks like he got away with damage. His wing seems to be intact, so...
Oh, big hook up by Brown. Yeah, Aaron onto the hards. So Hugo's still pushing. Let's have a look at the gap to the leader. So Tico and Dutch are 19 and 19.5 seconds behind Hugo at the moment.
Tico looking at the inside of Cress and gets it done. Cress has a big wobble right in front of Dutch. Dutch does not get past as well, so can Tico use that to just pull a bit of a gap?
Yeah, Dutch is getting stuck behind these guys a little bit more than Tico is.
Not going to be finding a way through in this section.
Oh,
Cress is still within DRS range.
Look
That
at the
might not
speed
help
Dutch is getting, even with Cress, yeah, having the DRS. Dutch obviously running a straight line setup because he had some mad speed.
I think he got a very good run at the final corner as well, which helped him. And that's straight back onto the tail of Tico. So Tico not getting away, despite having the better rub of the traffic so far.
So Aaron's come out in P13, just under 12 seconds behind Lennon on the hards. I don't think he'll be able to go to the end, but you never know.
We'll have to see, because obviously we've got Tico and Dutch out on the same strategy, and they went in a couple of laps before, so...
True.
They think they can get to the end, and then perhaps Aaron can as well. We shall see. Well, Zach continuing to push on his medium tyres. In fact, here he comes to the pits, so the race leader is in.
With a massive slide.
So where will Zach come out in relation to Tico and Dutch? They're currently coming into the final sector.
He's obviously going to be on much fresher tyres come the end of the race as well. There you go. Brant is in
pits
as well as the Red Bull of F3.
Coming down the pit lane. This could be close. No, he's not quite managed it. But he's going to be right on their tails.
Yeah, he is a lot closer than he were. It's going to take a lap or so to get those tyres up to temperature though, so they'll probably pull away. But he's gained, what, 6-7 tenths just by doing the overcut? I mean, the traffic has obviously helped him massively there. But he goes in with a great chance of winning this race now.
And all that leaves Matt Cors in lead of the race.
Yeah, Matt Cors leading an F1 race. The end is near.
Andy currently second, but he's got the expected lead trio looming large in his mirrors. So how much longer are they going to be taking their medium tyres?
Yeah.
Zach Pitt.
One thing you don't want
now,
when you look in your rear mirror is a Ferrari behind you, especially with the pace those guys have got.
Carrying on again, so he's getting 14 laps out of his tyres, so is Andy. So they're making them work longer than Zach did.
Tim Thrall's in. Will he be getting a new wing? Yes. No.
No.
Okay.
No,
Did
it looked
Tim
like he got away with the
actually
damage.
get any damage?
You think he must have just got side-on damage from his bump with Aaron, who just as leapfrogged him. As is Brandt. He's going to drop in just behind him.
Yeah, Tico was losing quite a bit of time behind Coanda now. Dutch is right on the back of him. Hugo's still falling back a little bit. Tico with the DRS open. Not close enough to Coanda to actually make a move. But it just gets him that little bit closer. Through the chicane you go.
Matt Cors into the pits, so the race leader. Dropping this lap is Coandi in as well. Yep, there you go, so get 14 or 15 laps. Well, 14 laps out of their medium tyres.
I don't know if Zach is just
going defensive,
trying to save things, but he's doesn't seem to quite have the pace these front guys have at the moment.
He's currently only in 1 on the ERS, so he's really trying to build it. Well, he's put it into 3 actually, so he's maybe going for it now a little bit, just as they're back into 1 again. So maybe just using it to get back in within DRS range.
Yeah,
but
managing
less than a second covering the top 3 now to approach half distance.
Maybe he's more than happy to just stay behind these guys, save everything up. He knows he's going to have fresher tyres towards the end of the race, have one big push the last 2 or 3 laps, and then sort of pull a little gap maybe.
Indeed. Do we think they can get to the end on those tyres? Would be the next question.
Well,
it's a long way to go.
I hope so.
Chris is still
running and Bullflag having a big battle here.
Cress and Ravers still running long on their hards, so 4th and 5th currently.
London's got past Bullflag.
Matt Cole's trying to go around the outside.
So Bullflag still needs to pit. So does Ravers and so does Cress.
I think Dutch just tried to take the lead and Tico fended him off in the turns 1, 2 and 3. He's still looking.
He's just got the move done on Bullflag.
Oh, Dutch looking everywhere, every corner, trying to unsettle Tico to go a bit wide of the apex there at turn 6.
This is what we love to see though. 3 guys all battling for the lead. Oh, Dutch's had a massive moment.
Big slide.
Wow.
If he wasn't awake before, he's definitely awake now. Still less than a second covering the top 4.
Yeah, this is incredible.
Tico into 5 on the ERS down the straight defending. Dutchy's got 6/10, probably enough. This time round, yes, it is quite comfortably so. A bit of a lock up though into turn 1, on the inside right. Just settling down a little bit now, so the closest battle we've got Lennon and Matt Cause covered by less than a second, and Aaron and Bran now battling over 11.
Yeah, I think Lennon will have to pit again though on those mediums. He's already been on them 9 laps.
Front 3 are so close together, and yet
Yeah, I
clean
mean,
driving as well.
it's been fantastic this season already. I think this is definitely the closest one I've seen. I mean, last season obviously was close between Zach and Dutch, but with 3 drivers now all going for the title, and it being so close every week, I don't know which way this is going to go, to be honest.
Dutch is close enough this time to have a go. Tico defends the inside. Can Dutch go around the outside? Tico gives him the squeeze. And Dutch says goodbye. And away he goes back into the first place.
Wow.
Tico coming back at him straight away. Zach continuing just to stuck up on ERS behind them. Oh, just touches the grass there on the exit of 4.
Now, I don't know if the Ferrari boys are talking to each other, but would you switch around now? I mean, it might be still a little bit too early, but Zach obviously has the fresher tyres.
Well, they seem to, I mean, you imagine they've definitely done some practice this week, and that they know that the tyres can go the distance, but when you're racing with other drivers, obviously it's a little bit different. You put more stress in those tyres. But you've got a very good exit out of the final corner there, just put another couple of tenths back fastest lap of the race.
Dutch taking advantage of this.
Probably just kept him out of attack range by Tico. Gets you right under his rear wing into the first corner.
Raver's in the pit.
So we're in 19 laps. 14 to go. We'll be out on the mediums, he is. Raver's into the mediums, blue flag. Just got passed by Co-Andy in turn 1. Looks like still on his original hard tyre, so 19 laps on a set of hards from the start is great tyre management from blue flag.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good information.
Good information for F2 and F3 boys then. Take notes, boys. Take note.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Probably going to put it into practice because I'm not quite as good as my tyres as some of these guys, but good to know. We'll obviously going to end up qualifying first. Tico closer this time. Again, Dutch getting a very good exit out of the penultimate corner.
Dutch
Pulled up about half a tenth. Tico's in DRS and closing.
Oh, here we go. Tico. Very close. Goes to the inside.
Dutch doesn't defend it.
Oh, they've locked up.
Oh, they touch. Oh.
Wow.
That was a very good save from Tico there, I thought, for any money he was going around. Krez and blue flag pitting.
Huge lock up from Tico. Oh, Hugo had a bit of a moment there as well.
Wow, that was... I thought for all the money there, Tico had him. Dutch just gave him the inside, but clearly backed himself to be able to hang on around the outside and did just that.
Well,
we almost saw Tico go for a spin, but he held it brilliantly around turn 2.
Two-time champion definitely knows how to defend. And that bit of a moment from Tico as well is just give Dutch a little bit of breathing space. Kind of backed him up into his teammate a little bit. However, I think Hugo really is just taking his time here. I don't think he even wants to overtake just yet.
Not at this stage, no. Like I say, he's got his ERS. He's going into ERS mode 3-4 down the straight here, but he was up at 90%. So he just came through the final sector there. So he's just keeping his battery, keeping himself in range, and then I think as the tyres start to go off for the 2 cars ahead of him, he's just going to pounce. Playing a very wily game here.
Yeah, onto the podium. And it's just pit for mediums.
So away from the top 3, F3, 17 seconds back in 4th place. And he's got Matt Cors and Lennon just starting to close in on him now a little bit.
Chris might try and make a move up the inside of Brad. Sounds not to. Well, Aaron's just behind these guys as well.
Team 12 also just starting to inch up on the back of these 3. So we could have a 4-car battle for the 8th place. He was on the mediums, 3.5 seconds back in 12th. On the softer tyres, you expect him to start closing in. Dutch again has just managed to... Zach sets the fastest lap of the race.
Quickly on board with this battle between Cress and the other Mercedes. Cress is right up behind Bran here. If he gets a good run.
Aaron right under his wing as well.
Yeah, Bran goes defensive. There we go. Cress is a lot closer than last time.
Go to the inside. Oh, Bran as well, the Mercedes drivers. Both excellent round turn 1 there. Coming on around the outside. Fair play to them. Ooh, Aaron on the grass. Oh, saves it. Oh, crap, has a big lock up and slide into turn 6 as well.
Not having the best of times as Aaron this season. Sad to see.
I think the pace is definitely there. He's been unlucky, obviously. Contact in Bahrain with his teammate in race 1 caused him wing damage. He wasn't a fan of, obviously took the qualifying ban for France, which kind of compromised the strategy.
Yeah.
Last time out, obviously. So unlucky to get caught up in that accident. I think second place was definitely on for him there, which we probably wouldn't be saying that if he'd have got that second place. And then again, unlucky today, just got caught up in the aftermath of Matt Cors and Tim's accident. Currently hanging on to that last final point. Crest goes again.
Bram holds it again.
Bram
This
running
time
off, but
Crest
he's held
flies
on
around
this
the
time.
outside. That's a
Gets
great
it done
move
this
by
time.
Crest. Bran isn't done
Back
though.
at him though. Bran around the outside.
Ooh.
But Crest's
Big
superior
side.
grip.
Tim
Keeps
12
him at
was
bay.
on the back of Aaron, but he's fallen back a little bit.
Meanwhile at the front, oh! I think the Ferrari's just touched. Zach got a brilliant run out of the final corner, and it may have just been lag, but it looked like he just maybe nudged the back.
Oh,
TK.
they've touched now! Not again, boys, not again.
So now appears to be the time. I think Zach's decided now is the time to start making the move forward.
These boys have to
You could
switch. They have to switch around. Dutch is just going to get too far ahead otherwise and leave them both. We've got to play this as a team. I get that they're fighting each other for the championship, but at the moment, Dutch is flying ahead while these guys battle with each other.
There's a long way to go yet. Obviously Tico, I think after his accident last time out, he's obviously getting it bumped up as many points as he can get because he's got a bit of a deficit to claw back now. Oh, that curve again, that seems to get air. Well, maybe it's just on my screen there, but it looked like he's got a bit of air under the front tyres coming out of turn 9, is it?
Brian isn't falling off the back of Cress either, he's still within DRS. Aaron and Tim 12 have fallen off the back of this battle a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's the only other battle other than the guys at the top. Although Matt Coles is within a second of F3. A couple of laps fresher tyres.
As you were at the front.
Oh, Lennon's in.
Yeah.
So he'll probably...
I expected that, obviously those mediums weren't going to go to the end.
Onto the softs. Does he have a set of softs? Yep, soft tyre for Lennon. So Aaron now into P9, Tim 12 up into the last points position. So not too bad for those guys after their little incident. Matt Core's now within half a second of F3.
In the chat, Pagani tensions at Ferrari, very much so, starting to battle hard now with each other. The Peatman could have ended in tears, well it ended in tears last week for one of them. I'm looking at the gaps now, apart from the leader, isn't it? So, still as you were, 1.3 seconds covering all of them.
Tim 12 with a penalty. Matt Coles is ever so closer to the back of that Red Bull. Might be making a move into turn 1 if he can get a decent run through the chicane.
As Tico picks up a penalty.
Oh. Surely they have to switch around now.
Well, if they're in the chat, you'd think they would. Or is he going to go and attack Dutch, try and get the lead and try and pull away? I don't think it's going to be possible, though, barring a mistake. We've seen how evenly matched these three are.
Yeah, I mean if I were Tico now I'd have let my teammate through. Knowing that I've got a penalty anyway, I'll finish behind these guys no matter what. Unless they end up crashing, which is always possible when you're racing this close. That course. So close. Coming up behind the Williams as well, so blue flags are out. That might help F3 actually, because he's now going to get DRS off onto the podium. And onto the podium is on the inside. Oh. Onto the podium did well to kind of stay out of the way there. Matt Coles has lost quite a bit of time going through there though.
Well,
Yeah,
Tico now
Tico's
putting on
pushing.
a bit of a splurt. Yeah, he's definitely pushing now right back onto the tail of Dutch. Just left Zach a little bit behind. Is that continuing to save ERS? Obviously now he's net P2.
Maybe Hugo's happy with that. I'll let you know.
Oh, you're a true racer though if you're happy with that.
Definitely not.
Lennon sets the fastest lap on those soft tyres. Back within a second to the top three. This is all closed up again now. The Ferraris, now they've stopped battling, focusing their attentions on that Mercedes. That's all just closing up again.
Lennon, after setting the fastest lap, gets a penalty. I believe that's the second one as well.
Carrying too much speed down the start finish straight clearly. Tico is right there this time.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the
He's got a
move
good run at the
for
final
sure
corner.
this time.
He'll get this done before turn 1. Dutch goes straight back in for the slipstream.
One
Now Tico
Ferrari
needs to get his
through.
head down. He needs to get his head down and get away, if he can. Now, will we now see Zach start to attack Dutch? He's been hanging back.
Yeah, if you're Tico now, do you try and hold the Mercedes up through this sector? Just let your teammate get a little bit closer, or do you just try and get away now as quickly as you can?
I think he's got to try and get away.
I mean, it would be mighty impressive for him to pull a 3-second gap within 5
Indeed.
laps.
So now it's a question of what has Zach got for Dutch. We know he's quick. You can see he's got 4 lap fresher tyres. Can he now start to use them in these final 5 laps?
You've got to love a champion versus champion.
Away from our screens, Matt Cole has made the move for 4th. Popped himself ahead of F3, but F3 still there. So this battle is not done yet between the 2 sister Red Bull brands.
Oh, Dutch with a massive corner cut from the chicane. And he gained a heap loads of time on Hugo. So he's fallen back a little bit.
Chico just at the fastest lap on 20 lap old tyres. 20 lap old hard tyres.
Yeah, Zach is really starting to fall back a little
Time
bit
on
now.
3 lap softs has just been beaten by a car on 20 lap old hard tyres. That's how hard Tico is pushing.
Zach kicking us some dirt in the
Tico
background.
is the fast. Pagani in the chat, Tico is the fastest FTRL member in FTRL, so if anyone could pull a gap, you'd expect it to be him. He may be the fastest one here, but he's not that much faster than Dutch, and he's not that much faster than Zach, so is 3 seconds too much to ask, especially on 20 lap old tyres. And you're just at the fastest lap of the race, and you're still only half a second ahead. These 3 are just so closely matched. Just don't think he's going to be able to get away. And Dutch looking closer to him than Zach is to the back of Dutch. Little flag in sector 2.
Oh, onto the podiums, into the wall.
And there goes his wing again.
Yeah, Dutch is very close to that Ferrari. I don't think there's anything Tico can do here.
Can he go on the outside?
Oh, Tico's had to cut the corner.
Circuit. That'll be a warning.
And this has got Hugo right up behind these guys now. Tico needs to be careful here, otherwise he's going to get another penalty.
Well, he's got a big enough gap back to 4th place of Matt Cause. He can probably take another one. But it would completely rule him out of any chance of taking the victory. But at the moment, the way these 3 are running, I can't see him getting far enough ahead anyway, barring a mistake from Dutch and Zach. Oh, Dutch had a lot of curve there through turn 9.
If Hugo gets a good run through, he might even... Oh, no.
DRS open for both Dutch and Zach.
Oh, Dutch is right on the back of Tico.
Cyril Peterman, does Dutch know Tico has a penalty? Well, he won't have popped up on his screen, so unless Jeff has told him, or they're in a party together, I don't think he's going to know.
Oh, Tico with a massive corner cut. And that's gained him a heap loads of time. That's Tico and Dutch that have cut the final part of that chicane now. I don't know if they're doing it intentionally. Or
they're getting warnings,
they're
aren't
just
they?
not making the corner. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing there.
I'm back now to watch Matt Cause and F3 come out of the final corner. F3 still within DRS range. And he's closing. Closing. Matt Cause half defends the inside. F3 right into his tail as they enter turn 1. Stays behind him for now. Meanwhile, Bram has got Tim and Aaron tucked into his rear wing. The second covering those 3 as well. And using his soft tyres as well. He's homed in on the back of Ravers for 11th. Just 2 laps to go. When is Zach going to be able to make a move on Dutch?
I don't think he is, you know. I just genuinely don't think he has the pace. Dutch might make a move up the inside. Oh, contact made! Dutch is round! Oh, Hugo has to avoid him. Wow. Oh, Dutch can't even get the car back on the road. Matt Cause is quite far behind. I think Dutch is still going to be alright. So, I mean, that's essentially hands Hugo the win.
It does. So he played the waiting game, and it's come to him.
Wow.
So, I'm guessing from the move that Dutch didn't know about the penalty, because he wouldn't have made that move. He wasn't really being pressured by Zach.
Yeah, I mean, all Hugo needs to do now is hang behind his teammate.
But we've seen that though, drivers hanging on around the outside, and that time finally came to blows. We wondered if the Ferraris were going to take each other out. It ended up Dutch was the one, the unfortunate victim.
It still might do.
Well, there's still a lap to go yet. What does Zach do? This is the closest he's been to Tico.
Yeah, turn everything down.
Tico let him go. Does Tico let him go?
Don't even risk it. Turn everything down. Stay in the slipstream. Oh, Hugo, please don't go.
Oh god, here we go again. Here we go again.
Oh no.
Dummies, left and right.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Hugo was not going to go for that.
Listen to Jeff. Ask Jeff. Jeff will tell you he's got a penalty. Tell him, Jeff. F3, meanwhile, has picked back up Matt Cause for 4th.
Yeah, Matt Cause hanging on the back of him, though. I might go for a move around the outside of turn 1. Oh.
Not this time, F3 cuts him off.
Good defending from F3.
Put the car exactly where it needed to be. Just quietly closing up on the back of them. He's probably left it too late. But while those two have been squabbling, he's still catching them. He might be within DRS range.
Dutch has got a puncher!
Oh no!
Oh no! That means Tico might get a puncher. Because they've got the same amount of laps. Where's F3? F3's coming up the hill. I think he might do it, you know. Tico's trying to take it easy.
So Tico wins on the road.
Yeah, Zach Hugo will get the actual win.
I think Dutch has got plenty in hand. I think he's got enough. Oh, big slide there. Yeah, he's got enough in hand.
I'm sure, or 2. There
we go. Sure, it definitely looks like left rear.
Yeah, Dutch comes across the line in 3rd.
Meanwhile, F3, Matt Cause and Co-Andy all nose to tail.
F3 comes over the line for his highest finish in FTRL. Previous one was a 5th.
There, well done him.
Yeah, Matt Cause P5, great performance from him. Co-Andy P6. Crest with P7.
7.
Yeah, we'll flag somewhere. Oh, Tim 12's in the gravel.
So I think Aaron was ahead of him anyway. And I think it is... Oh, and into the back of him, Lennon. For the final point.
Lennon comes across the line in style. Boy Flag's just taking his time around the final corner. He'll come home in P13. Wow. What a race. What a season this has been so far,
Indeed.
Wow. Every single week has just been absolutely mental. Drama.
Right, just before we do the interviews, I'm going to have to hit the little boy's room, so I'll wait for you to do the invites, and I'll be back for the interviews.
Cool. Right, so we'll see if we can get these guys in. there is your final classification. So Hugo takes the race win after Tico getting a penalty. Drama with a couple of laps to go as the Mercedes and Ferrari came together. So Dutch only manages a P3. F3, like I say, with his highest finish in FTRL with P4. Matt Course P5. Andy P6. Crest with a P7. Not a bad result for him. Bran P8. Aaron with another disappointing P9. And Tim 12 picking up his first point of the season. And the final point of the race. So we'll wait for my co-commentators to get back and get the drivers in. But while we wait for him, let me know in the chat, guys, what you think of that race. Callum saying Tico surely has to get a penalty for that incident. I mean, we've seen that move multiple times this race. It's always an ambitious one, going up the inside. Most of the time the car on the outside held the position, and this time they came together. It didn't look like there was too much in it for me, but I guess that's down to the stewards. That's why we have them. Mr. Lee.
Hello.
Hello. I have sent the suggestions, so you just need to send the invites, good sir.
Okay. Invite players. You suggested players. Unos, dos, tres. Go. Hello.
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 There's two. Hello.
There's two. Hanging for one more.
No, Zach. I don't normally have an interview. I don't think. So, I mean, we'll see if he joins. If not, I guess we can get F3 in.
And here he is.
Right. Sorry about that. Right, I'll kick it off then. So, Zach.
Yes.
Another drama sort of filled race. Talk us through sort of quali and the race from your point of view.
So, the quali, it was a bit strange because, yeah, I was on the mediums and Dutch and Tico on the softs, so I didn't know if it was the right strategy for me. But yeah, I did a okay lap on the mediums, which put me P3, I think. Yeah, P3.
Yep.
Then I got a great start. I was maybe P1 before T1, but then Tico and Dutch passed me again. And then, yeah, it was just, I was just following Tico and Dutch because I think they were quite faster than me. So I was just following them with the DRS. And the incident happened, and Tico got a penalty, and I won, so it was a fun race to do.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, Dutch and Tico had a bit of a moment. But you and your teammate also had another little coming together. Are tensions running high now? It's getting into the championship a little bit, and you're fighting each other, or
No, not at all.
Do we come together? When?
do we need to call in a council?
We only touched in the straight and in T1, slightly touched, but it was not.
I didn't even notice.
But yeah, my championships hopes are pretty much dead now because I won't be racing next week and the week after. So yeah, I'm just racing for fun. I'm just racing for fun. Yeah.
Important win for you tonight then.
If I win this championship by missing 2 races, you guys are really bad.
Fighting talk.
Challenge laid down.
You have to win it.
I mean, like I say, you're gonna miss the next couple of weeks, but we were saying on stream just how close this season is. I mean, it was, like we say, it was close last season between you and Dutch, but the fact that there's now not 2 of you but 3 of you constantly fighting at the front, so close. Are you enjoying that fight at the moment?
Yeah, a lot. It's really fun to drive when many drivers are really close on pace. Yes, it's great.
Cool. Right, I think the track you come back for then, let me just confirm it, is
Britain.
Belgium.
So I miss the...
Oh no, yeah, Spain, yeah. So Canada, Belgium you miss, so Britain, yeah. Completely, you're right, my bad.
Okay. And
how are you feeling around there?
There's not many races left now.
Well, this is race 4, so there's 8 races left. That'll give you 6 races to make up any deficit you've got.
Oh, it's okay.
Wow, the fighting talk is real right now.
A bit harsh.
I mean, are you confident around Britain? Do you think you could come back and get a strong result there?
Maybe. If Tico and Dutch are not fast, maybe, but for now they are maybe a bit faster than me on track.
Okay, well, again, it was a win from a penalty, but like I say, a win is a win, so congratulations, mate.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
Lee, over to you.
So, coming to you, Tico, then. So, just got pipped in qualifying this week by Dutch, but strong first stint. You two battled hard. Obviously, the earlier pit stop, and then as you came out the pits together again, and then it was just you two, and then as Zach came out from his stop, just the 3 of you battling all race. So, kind of just talk us through it from your point of view.
Yeah, my quali was pretty shit. My first lap I invalidated that one, and my second lap I just tried to set a lap, and it was decent, 17.3, but yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna be enough. And the last lap, or the lap before, I was around 3 tenths up, and then someone in front of me gave me dirty air in turn 9, and I got a little bit wide on the curb, and it was invalidated, so bit got it. And then the last lap I tried to give everything and almost spun, and that was my lap. So quali was pretty shit. The race, yeah, my race out was good, better than Dutch, but Dutch got wheel spin to the right side, so I had to brake, and I was going to the left side then, and I think I touched someone. I'm not sure. Yeah, and then
we did see Matt Coles and Brand go off, so I wonder if maybe it was those two.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for that. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then yeah, Dutch squeezed Zach a bit, so I could go down the inside, and I overtook him. Then the battle with Dutch was pretty fun. Yeah, only when he spun, I thought he wasn't going for the gap, so I closed the door because he was a little bit behind. But yeah, it was my fault. Yeah, I'm sorry for Dutch for spinning him out.
Still a great battle to watch again. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but Dutch picked up a puncher on the last lap.
Yeah,
were you worried about your tyres at all? Because obviously you two stopped quite early on, and you took them well over 20 laps there. I mean, were you worried about punches? How was your tyre wear at the end?
My tyre wear was like 80%, and Dutch got a puncture at 81%, I think. So it was pretty close. 81%.
So I mean, you three. To watch you three racing like you are, it is absolutely fantastic to watch. The 3 of you, you're so closely matched. What do you think is going to decide the championship in one of your favour? I mean, do you mean obviously it's Zach missing a couple of races, but there's going to be circuits where he's going to be taking points back from you. I mean, what's left on the calendar? So. What circuits? So, we'll be looking at the calendar. What's left? Is there any circuits there that you think you're definitely going to be stronger at?
Next week, Canada. It's one of my favorite tracks. Yeah, I got P8 in time trial there in the first week of the game, so I think I'm pretty quick there. And Britain. It's my favorite, one of my favorite tracks as well. Yeah, I'm pretty fast there as well. So
There's a couple of strong races coming up for you then.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's the you three are so closely matched as well. Do you enjoy the competition from
Yeah, I
Dutch and
do.
from Zach?
So much fun. Close racing and battling these guys. They're very
Indeed,
fast
it
as well.
is.
So
Yeah, well, it's fantastic to watch. So again, congratulations. Obviously, unlucky that the penalty obviously deprived you of the win, but yeah, some great racing in there again, and a great P2. Well done.
thank you.
Right. Dutch.
Yes.
I don't think it was a very admin friendly race, this one. Yeah. I mean, what was that view on the incident then? Yeah, we might as well start there.
Last laps. Yeah, most of the time Tico and I are in a party as today, and we speak that we don't overtake until a certain lap, but today we didn't do it, so yeah, it was the second to last lap, and I had the feeling I had to make it now, and I went on the inside, and I think Tico didn't really expect me on it, and yeah, the wheel banged, and yeah, I spun her around and couldn't do anything about it.
Now, did the spin sort of cause that extra tyre wear that got you the puncture, or were you always kind of worried that you would get a puncture towards the end, sort of going that far?
Yeah, it certainly helped getting worse, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to get a puncture on the left front tire because my left rear tire was worse. It was like 85% and my left front was 81, but immediately after turn 3, yeah, I got a puncture. Yeah, but still could manage to finish in P3. So
Yeah, luckily you guys had a huge gap on the people behind.
Yeah, 21 seconds it was, and ended up with 14. So pretty decent to bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask you the same question. What is it like battling these guys so closely?
Yeah, it's great. It makes everyone faster, I think. Yeah, it's great to see everyone so closely matched on each other. If you look on the time trial laps, it's not much between everyone, and then in qualifying, yeah, so close every time. And the race is between seconds, and every little mistake can be the one that can be crucial that you lose position. So it's very nice to race so closely.
Yeah, well, for the next couple of weeks, you're going to have to fight one of them. Are you confident of building that gap? I mean, you know, being a two-time champion, I'm sure you're always going for the title. Are you confident of getting that now? Now one of the Ferraris is missing a couple of weeks.
Yeah, the gap is still 7 points between me and Tico, and especially Belgium when Zach is missing, and I really like that track, and Canada is also very possible that I win, but Tico as well, because we're always really close to each other. Yeah, after that Zach's back and 3-way fight will go again, I think, and maybe even Panda in it, so I think everything is possible. But yeah, in the first 2 races I really have to gain points on Zach and get the maximum points, so he has a little bit of a distance to us.
Alright, well, I mean, you beat me to it, the future track, so all that's left for me to say is, I mean, congratulations on the P3. I don't, you probably don't see it as a congratulations because of obviously where you could have finished, but either way,
about it.
Yeah, fantastic fight to watch as always, gents. Hopefully you keep that up for the rest of the season. Obviously, again, you know, one of you is missing the next couple of weeks, but still gonna have half the season to come back and fight. So please keep that up. As for everybody else, thank you for joining us. Lee, would you like to say anything?
Just that obviously great racing again tonight, guys. Thank you for putting on a great show for us. And of course, don't forget to tune in tomorrow evening for F2, featuring my co-commentator, Mr. Joseph Burns. How are you feeling in preparation of tomorrow's race?
Well, I'm definitely not doing the softs to hards. So that's that. Everything else I'll keep a bit close to my chest, I think.
Indeed. So yes, so thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye for now.